Hello, I'm Olena and we are recording our next episode of SME Banking Conversations in Kraków. Kraków is one of the IT centers in Poland and one of the biggest IT companies, Comarch, is headquartered here. Today we will talk about factoring, which has become an important financial tool for businesses. It demonstrated a historical growth in 2022 and CEE countries showed significant growth as well. In a minute, I'm meeting Karol Leszczyński, Product Development Manager at Comarch Factoring Platform, to talk about that in detail. Hello, Karol. I'm very excited that we're recording new conversations here in your innovation space in Comarch head office for a second time. Last year we were here a year ago. So let's discuss what have changed, how things changed here in Comarch and in factoring market in general.
Hello, Olena. It's always nice to have you here.
Thank you. All right, so let's start with a question and with the discussion of this enormous and historical, I would say, growth of the factoring and receivable finance market on a global scale, which showed 18.3% of growth for last year. Yes, Europe make the biggest part of it, and CEE countries also showed very good results. We had 30% growth in Poland, also Romania, Bulgaria showed big growth, Turkey as well, but here probably partially it resulted with the high rate of the inflation. But anyway, how do you assess and evaluate this growth on the market?
Yes, the numbers are great in 2022. I think it's also worth to mention that in 2022, the global volume turnover reached almost 3.7 trillion euro, and the estimations are that in 2030 it will reach near 6 trillion euros, so it will be almost double. I think that the clients, the customers, are starting to appreciate the factoring as a financial solution. Yeah. The ability to transfer risk to a third party, more and more intuitive systems or digital process makes factoring a perfect product. You mentioned inflation. I think it was also one of the key reasons of the growth, but not the main reason in my opinion. We also must remember about organizations like FCI, Polish Factor Association, BCR or yours, SME Banking Club, that are doing a great job in case of education and promotion of our product.
How do you think, what is the part or what is the influence of the technology to that growth?
As a software provider, we must ensure an ongoing support for financial institutions to capitalize this growth. And I think there are several factors here. The first one, optimization and automation, the processes in the system. We still think that factoring system has still huge potential for improvement. So identifying tasks of factor employees, the daily tasks that they proceed, and streamlining their work is crucial here. I'm thinking about the processes like entering a new agreement, modifying existing agreement, adding a counterparty, or changing the level of the limit is very important here. So making these processes as easy as possible will streamline the work of the factoring employees. Second factor is investing in the technology. Considering the newest technology such as microservices to enhance the management of functionalities will help, because improving each functionalities as fast as possible on the daily, on a weekly basis is very important here. Also, prioritizing security is very important. We must update all the libraries, all the components to be sure that the data is safe and there will be no lack of information. And third of all, considering the still evolving market perspective is also very important. So preparing an intuitive system for the end user that I are working on it on a daily basis is also crucial here. So providing a user-friendly system for the clients that are able to navigate through it intuitively is very important here, because if the clients are able to independently utilize the system, they will have the better working experience, the user experience, and they will be able to easily put the invoices into the system, make all the transactions, make all the reports, read all the reports, and it's very important right now.
How do you evaluate the pace of the digitalization of factoring industry here in Poland and in general in the region?
This is a good question, because in my opinion, we still have a long way to go, because as I'm referring to the Polish market, only few players are able to provide fully digital process. And in this case, it's only for the micro clients, where the amounts of limits are significantly lower, the global limit and the counterparties limit. But when I'm thinking about the last year and this year, I think most factors were directed to the e-invoicing. They were focusing on the e-invoicing because in Poland it will be obligatory in the second half of 2024, and in the European Union from 2026. But I think this is also a form of the digitalization.
Yes, you mentioned actually that there are in Polish market few companies that have this fully digital factoring process, but still we have these few companies because several other markets, at least in the CE, there is no company that provides, there is no company that provides
we are
fully
a little
digital. Yeah, so,
ahead of the competition.
So having these several companies in Polish market, yes, we are ahead of the other markets. And just the next question will be connected with that. So how do you think, which strategies factoring companies should implement to make benefit and actually to maximize this effect of the digitalization and also to stay competitive?
I think that factoring companies, financial institutions are starting to be aware that more and more clients, the new generation of the clients, will expect a digital process without the necessary to leave home or the office. But in my opinion, right now, the main problem is that the people that are in the management positions are reluctant to make a change, to change their mindset, because they still believe that traditional banking will last. However, we need to remember that process of digitalization will last not few days or few weeks, but rather months. So adequate preparation for this process is very important as well, because we need to think about the technological change in advance. And when I'm thinking about the market right now, the factoring is being more and more popular, and there are new companies entering this market.
Yes.
And from the beginning, they can bypass the stage where current factors are right now. So they can start with fully digital process right from the start.
Yeah. Let's talk now about the ESG topic.
Very hot topic right now.
It is, it's very hot, becoming very important. So do you see, are there any challenges that factoring market is facing right now with aligning with the ESG principles?
ESG becoming more and more important right now, and it's for each industry, not only for the IT industry, for each industry right now. So minimizing the carbon footprint, electronic waste, or using renewable sources is very important. At Comarch, we are preparing the report that shows how we minimize our footprint on the environment in this case. And I think this type of commitment for sustainability should be a standard in our industry, in our factoring industry.
Yes, and also, we should remember this S and G components in ESG.
Yes,
right?
Of course, there are other components there. Exactly.
Yeah, have you done your ESG certification as a Comarch?
Yes, we are providing this report each year.
Cool. All right. How do you think you as an IT provider can help factors and maybe also other smaller companies to be in line with the ESG?
I think the easiest way is to provide this kind of reports in our system. For example, our system can provide a score of this ESG report, and if the company applying for the financing will reach certain level of score, the system will propose the better price, the better rates for these clients, because he really cares about the environment. And additionally, I think in our industry it also can be an advantage for these clients, for our industry.
It should be.
And it should be the advantage.
It should be right. It should be included to the risk and price models, as you mentioned.
Exactly.
Yes, so this is great. How to stay agile and open to the requirements, to the different requirements of different factoring companies?
We understand that clients requires more than just off-the-shelf solution. So each implementations we divided into 2 or 3 phases. In the first phase, we develop the basic functions of the system and provide a training staff for the factor employees. Then in the second phase, we are tailoring our solution for the clients, for their specific needs. As a part of our program, our clients have a real impact of our system, because we want to be sure that developed functionalities meets their expectations. But for now, I can say that we will reveal more information in autumn, so please stay tuned for the exciting news. Okay, let's stay tuned for the autumn. And thank you very much, Karol, for this conversation. Thank you.